Attention, citizens of America!
I'm the LeVasseur. As a lifelong military man, I've spent time in all 50 states. What I've learned is that people all across this country are proud of where they live. And that can lead to some pretty intense rivalries. So I'm hitting the road to reveal all the long-standing feuds, neighborhoods, cities, states, and everything in between. In every episode,
Our rivals will be judged in 3 rounds, and I'll award a point to whoever I think is the best. Cases will be made, scores will be settled, and I'll be the judge and jury. It's America's greatest regional rivals.
in this episode, Brooklyn versus Queens.
Queens, New York.
Queens is number 1. I love Queens.
Founded in 1683 and named in honor of the British monarchy, Queens is the largest of New York City's 5 boroughs. It boasts the most restaurants.
We have the Greek, we have the Italian.
And of course, it's the home of the 2-time World Series champion, New York Mets.
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn is the best. It's younger, it's hipper.
Brooklyn was established in 1634 and named after a town in the Netherlands. It is now the most populated of the 5 boroughs. It's famous for having the most rap songs written about it.
A lot of rappers want to be from Brooklyn.
Plus, it has world-famous Coney Island, where over 14 million visitors eat over 1 million hot dogs at Famous Nathan's each year. These next-door neighbors have a lot to brag about, so it's no wonder there's a bitter rivalry between them.
Brooklyn is the real deal.
Queens is the real New York.
You can't compare steak and chicken, okay?
In round 1, I check out the best urban adventures.
For a real Brooklyn adventure, you gotta rent one of these.
Riding a motorcycle in the Brooklyn neighborhood Dumbo, or down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass, is how all the cool kids see the borough. With shops offering day rentals, all that's required is a helmet and a need for speed.
It's the only way to see Brooklyn.
Next stop, Queens.
Best adventure you can have in Queens, surfing in Far Rockaway Beach. We've got world-class waves.
I know, when you think New York City, you think concrete jungle and skyscrapers. But there are more than 15 miles of beach here. The best surfing is in Far Rockaway, Queens, where New Yorkers have been surfing since the 1950s.
Where you go with the surfboard? There's no beach here. Go take the train, get off the next stop.
Hanging out on the beach in Queens was a lot more fun than getting stuck in Brooklyn traffic. So I give the first round to Queens. In round 2, I go in search of 2 monster sandwiches.
The best sandwich in Queens, get yourself a gyro, man. All right? That's it.
Queens is famous for its Greek population and its Greek sandwiches. Spit roasted meat inside a pita called gyros. BZ Grill in the ethnically diverse neighborhood of Sunnyside boasts one of the best and biggest in all of New York City.
Double everything, Monster Hero. It's going to take quite a bit to beat this.
As the Greeks are to Queens, Italians are to Brooklyn.
Best sandwiches in Brooklyn, go to Gino's in Bensonhurst.
And the sandwich of choice? The Italian sub at the world-famous Gino's Focacceria in Bensonhurst, home to Brooklyn's Little Italy.
You want the Willie's Italian Special?
Do I?
Yes, you do.
All right. This Brooklyn Monster right here, this gets my vote. Nice work, guys.
Thank you very much. That's right.
And now, for round 3, I'm hitting the streets to decide who has the best bar scene. Brooklyn's gritty industrial waterfront has been converted into a playground for the young and hip.
In Brooklyn, we've always loved our sports, we've always loved our games. That's why you can find so much of it in Williamsburg.
Here in Williamsburg, the largest nightlife neighborhood in Brooklyn, it's always game on, with bars serving up bowling, billiards, bocce, and booze.
Comparing Queens and Brooklyn.
Generation-wise, much younger folks here. And
Younger, cooler, hipper population.
better looking, I'm sure.
Better looking.
Yeah. You notice that the jeans are tighter in Brooklyn. Definitely notice that.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
That is very, very good.
With all these games to choose from, I'm opting for the one that's most up my alley.
Right here in Brooklyn, there's a place called The Gutter. It looks like this place has been here for at least 100 years.
Yeah, so most people think that this is like a place we dusted off and it's been sitting here vacant. Actually, we opened in 2007. It's actually pretty new, but we brought in a lot of old bowling lanes.
I mean this in a good way. This looks a lot like my parents' basement when I was growing up. I'll buy you a beer.
All right,
How's that sound?
I'll pour it.
All right. When in Brooklyn, I'm thinking You gotta drink Brooklyn brew there. Gotta go bowling at some point.
Yeah, let's get you a lane and see how your game is.
Let's shoe up and make this happen, all right?
So far, no strikes against Brooklyn. Now it's time for Queens to give us their best shot.
Man, I hope that was my beer.
Queens residents hail from 159 different countries and live in some of the most
Authentic New York neighborhoods still in existence, and that's especially true right here in Astoria.
Astoria is home to dozens of ethnic clubs. And the Slovaks, Brazilians, Egyptians, Greeks, they all have their own neighborhood bar.
Queens, we have the Mets.
Yeah, the Mets. All right, now.
Brooklyn, they have nothing.
As far as I know, the Greek Americans from Brooklyn, they come in Astoria, Queens to have a good time.
How many times have you slept on this bar, Jimmy?
So far, Queens is ahead when it comes to local flavor and the strength of their booze. But I'm more of a beer guy, so I pulled myself off the bar and stumbled across the street to the next local hotspot.
The Czech Bohemian Beer Garden? Well, this is the old school place to party. So this Czech Bohemian Beer Garden, it's been around, what, 20, 30 years?
102.
102. I mean, you are the real deal.
This is as authentic as it gets.
Yeah. This would be really no reason for anybody to go to Brooklyn to get this type of
Absolutely not.
feel.
No,
I mean,
they're not going to get that feel in Brooklyn, no.
Yeah?
Sorry, Brooklyn.
And you've got plenty of taps here.
Yeah, we got 14.
Is it possible to see the tap house where all the stuff comes in?
We can get twisted on the tour.
We're going to get twisted on the tour. I'll drink to that. For a freaking minute here.
Oh my goodness. Talking about 250 kegs of beer.
250 kegs.
Which is on a good weekend. We're talking about 2.5 days of supply.
But I haven't even gotten to the cornerstone of any great bar. What they say the beer garden does best, entertainment.
My name is Laszlo.
Laszlo?
My name is Ildiko.
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 And mine's very difficult as well. It's Bill. I'm just slapping it. All right. I can do that. I'm confused already. Next. Oh, come on.
What are we doing, Laszlo?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, nice, man.
You got the dance.
Here, we're gonna do this instead, okay? We'll do this. We'll just do it nice and slow. We'll do it nice and easy. Had some really great times in both bar neighborhoods. And while I really appreciated the gaming scene in Brooklyn, being the competitive guy I am, I think the old world experience of Queens really won me over. So I'm giving this round to Queens. Disagree with me? That's all right. Go to travelchannel.com and tell me all about it. It ain't over yet, folks. It's time for the locals to help tip the scales by testing their hometown knowledge. Then, a winner will be crowned. What does the name for the Brooklyn neighborhood Dumbo stand for? Dumbo.
Down under the Manhattan Bridge.
Okay, that's just dumb. What's the correct way to pronounce the name of the signature Greek Queens sandwich?
Gyro.
Gyro. All the Greek places there in Queens can make these.
I don't know that. The Greek.
Oh, that's a gyro.
Oh, 1 point. When you leave Brooklyn, there's a sign that says, forget about it. Can you spell forget about it?
Ooh. F-U-G-H.
F-U-G-G-A, bout it, or F-U-G for good, or F-O-R-G-U, whatever.
A-B-O-U-T.
Forget about it.
All right.
Don't worry.
And the regional rival winner is